You said you stream for 6 hours a day.
Tricky stuff.
Now I do. I wasn't for like the last 3 years while I started this company, 100 Thieves, but I took
What's
some
your
time off.
workload like right now?
Dude, it's a balance of, working on like the higher level projects. So obviously we're hyper focused on apparel,
Yep.
but we are an esports organization. We have like 4 teams across numerous esports titles. And then we have like the entertainment arm where we have our own podcast, just like you guys, Courage and Nadeshot show that we do weekly. We have content house videos that I got to shoot back over the house and film after this. So it's a lot of different stuff. Like I'm not knee deep in operational managing people. We have over like 40 employees. I got my partner Johnny, went to like Wharton Business School, really smart fucking guy, came from venture before that. So he's built companies before, helps manage the people, and I do what I'm best at, get on camera and spread the voice and spread the brand.
He's the operator.
Yeah, he's the operator.
Did you know that it was going to get to this point? Because I'll be honest with you, when I used to work at a company called Lovesac, giant beanbag chairs, right? Do you know this?
We were just talking about Lovesac.
Listen, and I worked with T-Mart. I worked with all the guys from the space. And every day I would come in and I would look at my top tier list of who I wanted to work with. And Nadeshot was always at the top of the five. I think I even reached out to you from the account a couple times, like, "Hey man, are you sure you don't want one of these?" Like, and I didn't do proactive.
That's cap.
Why did you?
When I first moved to LA, the only piece of furniture that I had in my apartment for
Was
like
you had Lovesac?
was a Lovesac.
You did,
but I bought that.
But correct. But and I knew that, and I knew you were. No, I knew you were a fan, but I wanted to bring it up a notch. I wanted to get you more stuff, and I either tried to reach out, but I always looked at you as like kind of the cream of the crop in the gaming industry, like the highest level. And I guess it's just bringing back the question, like, did you ever think it was going to get to this point? Did you ever think you were going to go from playing video games to being at this top level, working with Wharton business guys, operating on this business that brings in hundreds of, millions of dollars? Like, this is wild, right?
Yeah, fuck no. I mean, I was working at McDonald's for like 4 years out of high school. Then I went to community college for about a year. And my big break was winning a tournament in 2011. It was Call of Duty put on a promotional event to promote their new Call of Duty, which was Modern Warfare 3 at that time. So they had $1 million. They had $1 million prize pool, and I wasn't even supposed to compete into it because they had ways to qualify. And one of my teammates from like past years couldn't play with his boys because one was from Canada, one wasn't 18 yet. So I was like the third string coming in.
Yeah,
and we fucking just destroyed everybody, and we ended up winning. So I used that money, quit my job, quit school, move out of my parents' house, and just start all this. And that was when Justin TV first turned into Twitch. So I just got to ride this wave at the perfect time, and it just kept evolving year over year over year. So I feel very lucky. I'm sure a lot of you guys know timing is everything.
Absolutely.
So if I was really good at video games like 5 years before that, I mean, there wasn't like anything incredible to play. Like Halo 1, you had StarCraft was really big in like Korea and Asia. But I just got really lucky that Call of Duty took off in the way that it did at the time that it did.
for sure. We talk about that a lot on this show. It's like you happen to be born in the right generation where that became an industry, and you happen to be really good at it.
Yeah.
My question is this: were you always good? Like when you were in high school, did you know or have the aspiration that you wanted to be a professional gamer?
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about before the show started, like growing up, they had MLG tournaments like Halo on USA. They had it on like the TV network. You watch it on a Saturday morning. I'm like going crazy over this. Like, how do I do this?
Yep.
And the way they promoted their professional players, they were like treated like royalty. And I wasn't very athletic in high school. Like I played golf and wrestling freshman year. I didn't make the basketball team. I fucking sucked at that. My brother's like 6'2", built really well, and I could never beat him in anything. And so video games was always like my outlet.
Gotcha.
And so when I first started playing Halo 2, I got pretty good pretty quickly. But I never was like top tier at Halo. Like I couldn't compete with like the professional players at that time. And so I transitioned to a game called Gears of War, and then
great game.
Call of Duty after that.
Yep.
And Call of Duty is where I really excelled, and I could tell I was better than most.
But did you have a thing that made you good at, like, were you amazing right off the bat, or at least above average? Joe, I guess what I'm trying to get at is, like, to the kid who is grinding every single day and wants to be a professional gamer but doesn't have that it factor, is there an it factor?
Networking. I mean, like, you could be really good, or you could be okay. You might not be the cream of the crop, like at that top level. And I never was, but I was really good at leveraging teammates to put together the right roster, right? Because there's always players I surrounded myself that were better than me. And it was just like, all right, I've got the resources. I'm on one of the biggest teams. Now we can go get the best players. I mean, it's tough when kids ask me, like, how do I go pro? How do I do this? It's really just relationships, playing with people that are better than you.
Interesting.
Acclimating yourself to how good they are. And then when you get better than them, you go find some new teammates. It's kind of like a dog-eat-dog world.
Peace.